Hey everybody, it's me, Sara Wiseman. I wanted to take today to talk a little bit about using a pendulum. I've been watching with interest. There's some folks with some divining rods on YouTube and seem pretty accurate. I don't have any divining rods. I have used them in the past, but sometimes I use pendulum. I've got two little pendulums here. And I had another one, but it broke. So I wanted to explore a little bit about how these work and why I use them sometimes and why I don't use them all the time. One of the reasons for me, so I started using pendulums a long time ago, and they were it's going to be a little tricky to hold my hand up, but they were really easy to use. So if I wanted a yes, it's going to turn in that way. And then if I wanted a no, it was going to go the other way. This pendulum seems kind of excited, actually, to be on the show. And then this other one, a little bit more delicate, but again, a little heavier. Yes is this way, and no is the other way. So anyway, maybe we'll use them both to be sort of fair. And the other one broke. It broke a few times actually. So as I came up through my own understanding of being a channel, which was how things started for me, I had the near-death experience on the plane back in early 2000. And then I had awakening from there. And then I started to have guides coming in and channeling and writing. That's been my experience. I channeled spiritual teachings almost exclusively for quite some time, many years. And I channeled from different guides, Gabriel, Constance, Miriam, sort of these Palladian style. And then I had Merlin come in, completely unexpected to me. And Merlin was the one that gave me in channeling all of the course material and everything I teach, like all of the how-to I learned from sitting in meditation and allowing that to be given to me. Now, a couple of things I learned from other people. I did some early, I was first introduced to The Rose by Deborah Lynn Katz, who's fantastic. And I did that a little bit with her. And then I also was first introduced to some mediumship by a reverend in San Francisco. And so those people just kind of showed me a few things, and it's like, oh, I know how to do I know how to do this. Like I remembered it basically. The family karma or all of the karma work or the same thing. Sometimes when you, as you know, when you're sort of rubbing shoulders with people in these different esoteric metaphysical fields, it's like you meet someone and you remember it all from a past life, or from actually, in most of our cases, many, many past lives of doing this work and doing this work together. So it's just like these little sparks, like that person showed me this, that person, it all came back. So pendulum came really early. And pendulum came around the same time for me as I was starting to work with the guides. And what was interesting to me, for a long time, I was sort of, the guides had me sort of, or still, blocked from working with the departed, or from being primarily a medium. I'm absolutely a medium, but I'm not meant or destined to be doing that work. mostly I'm supposed to teach. It's not as is it better or worse? I don't know. It's just what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to channel, I'm supposed to teach. So as the pendulum part came in, I would do these experiments. I'm getting this little person out, and I would be like, you know, we'll just see. Are you divine source? And this one's a yes. Are you highest source? And it's like, yeah. Should I have any fear around working with you? No. Will you provide clear answers? It's already starting to change for the group today. Yes. So, however, when I would ask that question, are you divine source? When I very first started, I wouldn't always get a yes. And I think what was happening back then was my ability to find I think I was getting the departed way back then. I wasn't getting the spiritual teacher guide level of influence. I was getting more like the departed or the mediumship level influence. This is like years and years ago. And that sort of made me nervous because I was really clear about wanting to go with highest level source. Nowadays, as we can see from this one experience with this one, it's not about the pendulum, it's about the energy that comes through. The pendulum is a being, yes, but it's also a tool. The pendulum is a channel. So as I started to experiment, I really just wasn't comfortable. I didn't really want to call up a bunch of departed through the pendulum. It just didn't feel right to me. I felt like I needed more seasoning as a psychic and channel. And so now it's been, almost 25 years, right? Oh my gosh. Whatever. There you go. For those of you who are just starting on the path, you have more to look forward to. And those of you who've been doing this a long time, you're like, oh yeah, me too. So I just didn't feel comfortable of my ability to discern. And so I just didn't do pendulum for a long time. And now we've done some tarot. We did some tarot in the past episode. I do readings all the time with third eye. I channel teachings a lot through these books. But anyway, it's another device, and I do feel that it's highest level. So I'll use this other one, this more simple one, heavier. Will the current president finish his term? No. Is the current chaos going to continue? Yes. Is there anything to fear from the current chaos? No. Will something happen that disrupts the destructive energies? Yes. Will this happen in 2025? Yes, it's getting kind of animated. Will this be from outside forces such as ETs? Whoa. Can you see? Okay. No. Will this be from legal forces coming up? No. Will this be from collective consciousness shifting current direction? Yes. Do we need to do anything specific to make this happen? No. Okay, hold on, my arm's getting tired. So you can see how fast it changes. And I'm okay with, if you guys want to send me some specific questions, maybe I can get that in and work that in. So the key to working with the pendulum is you can only ask yes, no questions, right? I can't affect, there's no, I don't need to demonstrate this. I've tried and tried and tried. I can't move the pendulum either way. It's got a rotational force that, I also know that my mind is not controlling the pendulum. I've tried that too. Just as we can't force or create a vision either with the rose or with clairvoyant visioning, we can't force the outcome to come. We are just going to see what is. So we're working without attachment to answer because we actually don't have any control over what we're going to receive, either in vision or when the departed come in, or when we're looking at past or future lives or predicting future or channeling, or with pendulum or the tarot also. So I think the thing about the pendulum is we get these yes or no answers, and then we drill down into a deeper level answer. However, we're not getting the same level of, I guess, emotional, embedded emotional meaning that we are going to get if we're sitting in meditation, receiving an answer into, at the soul level, or if we're receiving a very multi-layered, multi-dimensional answer that's coming in through third eye. So that's one thing. The pendulum are a little bit cut and dried. They're like your practical friend that's going to tell you how it is, but they may not hold your hand and help you process what you received. Whereas third eye visioning is going to give you quite a straightforward answer, but it's going to have some layer of emotional understanding, such as maybe you get an image and that image is attached to a memory or a feeling or a vibe. Whereas pendulum is a little more, it's not cold, it's just a slightly different source, slightly different energy feeling. Maybe somebody has a way that they feel about it. Okay, we'll do a couple more. I got these pendulums, both of them, up on Whidbey Island. There used to be a really lovely little crystal shop up there. And I got these anyway. I like them. Okay, this one's kind of bigger but lighter. Okay. Go longer. Is the current climate change going to be resolved for humanity? Yes. Is this going to happen in 2025? No. Will a new government or world government come in to help solve climate change? Is Gaia participating in the shift of consciousness? That's pretty big. If we begin to connect to Gaia, so it's like going pretty hardcore, can we assist? Yes. Okay, sorry, it just hurts my arm. I should figure out a way to put this down lower. So that's pretty exciting. With current addiction problems with illegal and legal drugs, is this going to get worse? It's going just back and forth neutrally. Is it going to get better? Neutral again. Would you prefer a different question? No, just neutral. Okay. I thought that would be very interesting question. I really feel a lot of concern personally about all the addiction to fentanyl and street drugs and meth and all of that stuff, and just seeing how it's affecting people. We're just sort of taking them out. Okay, so is bird flu a big concern for humans? It's not liking these questions. Will bird flu be eliminated in 2025? No. Will bird flu be as big of a problem as COVID? No. Will there be a vaccine for bird flu? No. Will bird flu run its course without problem? And now it's switching. Yes. Will the California fires continue as a problem in 2026? But, oh, it's switching. Something's happening. Okay, hold up. I kind of don't want to ask these questions. I want to ask something else. Is collective consciousness actually evolving? Yes. Will collective consciousness make an exponential jump in 2025? Yes. Will the world be very different in the next few years? Yes. Is the world going to be better? Yes. Is there concern over things like Nazism or dictatorships actually happening? No. Is there anything in specifically we need to do differently to make that come about? No. Are things in force now that will shift the current projected trajectory? Yes. Okay, good. So what I've started to notice there is that as I was working with the pendulum, the guides started to come in. And so some of the questions I was answering, I was asking, some of the questions that I was asking where we had that neutral, it's like the guides were like, no, you're asking the wrong questions. We're going to come in as a channel and have you ask different questions. And you probably noticed the way the languaging came in faster, almost as if the guide and the pendulum were one, because again, that's what's happening. We're pulling from source, collective soul, into these various tools to receive information. I do have my own hopes and ideas about how things will happen. But when I'm working with the tools, I really let go of my attachment to, how things are going to be. I can't really control, I'm not in politics. I'm not the head of the country. I can't control that. My influence is quite small. So me as a being, or you as a being, we are here to work on our soul lessons, which are transmuting suffering, learning how to become more aware, connecting to collective consciousness, learning how to work with our heart, where the soul resides, clearing out our own personal stuff as personalities, and remembering, all the stuff we've forgotten across these lifetimes. And of course, some of us have specific tasks. My task is to teach. You have your own task. It might not be anything to do with metaphysics. Your task is to garden, or your task is to go bike riding, or something different. I don't know. But yes, we also have our unique destiny or call that we're meant to contribute to the whole. Alrighty. I am going to let you guys go, and hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you like, what you're interested in. And I want to have this more back and forth so that I can be up to speed on what you're thinking about and what your experience is. You'll find me at sarawiseman.com, and thanks for listening.